What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City football video. Today we're going to be discussing the official return of the Premier League. We've been given a date, we know what's going to be happening, and we have plenty of details on the return of Premier League football. Before we crack on with this video though, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content and you want to help support my channel, then subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Did you know that 54% of my viewers right now are not subscribed? So why not subscribe if you are enjoying the content and help me towards my goal of 6,000 subscribers at the time of recording. We're now less than 80 subscribers away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. We're going to be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates when the summer transfer window eventually reopens, if you're interested in that, so make sure you subscribe. But it's also a great business opportunity too, if you want to hit me up for a sponsorship for the video or for the series or anything like that. I'm normally getting anywhere between 2,000 and 5,000 viewers per video. We're going daily, so yeah, if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, you can find my email in the description below. And speaking of the description below, you can also find my social media there too, if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, which you can also search for me and follow me on there because it's popping up on screen. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and also let me know your thoughts of the return of the Premier League. So without further ado, we're going to be discussing the return of the Premier League. We'll go straight into the first talking point that is literally what everyone's speaking about if you're a Manchester City fan, and that is that City, two of the 9 games that we've got to play from now to the end of the season in the Premier League, the police have recommended for them games to be played at neutral venues. So that won't be the matches against Liverpool at home and the match against Newcastle too. They want them played at neutral venues. Now, obviously, the Man City-Liverpool game is going to be a highly anticipated match, and so that's why they're wanting to play it at a neutral venue. They're fearing that there's going to be a mass gathering outside of the stadium, so they want to move it to a neutral venue. Just my own personal thoughts here. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with, obviously, people gathering when they shouldn't be, but in my own opinion, if the police are concerned about a mass gathering happening outside of a stadium, then that suggests, to me anyway, that the Premier League isn't yet ready to return if the police cannot manage a game with no spectators there. It baffles me, it really does. The Etihad Stadium, it's not like some other grounds where it's in a highly built-up area. It's in an area that can easily be segregated, closed off, where it's literally gated around the Etihad Stadium, so they can gate it off and have police patrolling to separate any mass gatherings from happening. So it baffles me, it really does, and I am hoping that the games will be played at the Etihad Stadium because let's just say, for instance, that Man City do play Liverpool, and let's, from a City point of view, say Liverpool win. I'm going to be extremely disappointed because last season we was the only team to beat Liverpool, and that was at the Etihad Stadium. And I'd like to think that we've got an advantage, and not many teams can say they've got an advantage over Liverpool, but I feel like we'd have an advantage playing that at the Etihad Stadium in front of, obviously we've not got fans there, which is, so again, something that I don't agree with, but we're playing for home advantage. We're used to the pitch, we're used to the facilities, we know what to expect, we've done it before, that we can play Liverpool rather than play at a neutral venue. Now, if it has to be played at a neutral venue, I'm hoping that City will be given the choice of where that neutral venue will be. Now, the last thing, the last thing you want to have is this game being played at a stadium that City are quite unfamiliar with. We're going to lose the home advantage. So if we get to pick, I would like it to be at Wembley. I do feel like the big pitch would suit us more than Liverpool, and so giving us that home advantage, and we are used to playing at Wembley, playing there 2 or 3 times a season. It is like our second home, and so I could get behind that. But Liverpool, they're a well-supported club. They're going to have mass gatherings if they're going to happen. They're going to happen up and down the country, and so Liverpool could be playing lots of their games at lots of neutral venues. They were saying that Liverpool's game, the Merseyside derby against Everton, the Merseyside police want that at a neutral venue. There's also speaking, like I said, Manchester City's game against Newcastle I'm presuming that's because City and Newcastle are two decent-sized clubs that they wanted to play at a neutral venue. But again, apparently City weren't expecting that game to be picked out, and it has. So it all seems like a mess. But there's lots of big games to play. There's 9 Premier League fixtures to be played between now and the end of the season. There's going to be lots of big games. It's a big success in the Bundesliga. They've not had mass gatherings, and so I feel like the clubs could be doing a little bit more to make sure there's home advantage. To say that if there are mass gatherings outside and the police have to disperse the crowd and they have to, hand on the spot fine, make a note of who these people are, identify who they are, and then fine them and ban them. That'll stop mass gatherings. Problem solved. You could even punish the club for it, which I'm not too sure if I'd agree with that, but just to stop mass gatherings. I just don't agree with it being at neutral venues. Like, if all 9 Premier League fixtures, every single club is going to be at neutral venues, I wouldn't be happy about it, but I could agree to it. But to say 7 of City's games are not going to be at neutral venues, but 2 of them are, and we're going to select which ones are, you're losing the integrity of the competition, in my opinion. So that isn't something that I agree with, and that is me addressing the neutral venues with what's happening. Now, speaking of the first fixtures when we're coming back, there's going to be Manchester City's game, the game in hand that we have against Arsenal, will be one of, if not the first game coming back that's going to be played behind closed doors. That will be at the Etihad Stadium. They're all games that have been selected for broadcast for Sky Sports and BT Sport are going to remain on them channels. Sky Sports have got 64 live games. They're going to make 25 of them in the UK free to view, so the other games, the remaining games, you're going to have to pay to be able to watch them. I'm not too sure what's happening with BT Sport. If you've not got access to BT Sport, that remains to be seen. Amazon Prime's going to get given some games. I think I read somewhere that they're going to be given possibly a round of fixtures. I might be wrong. If I am wrong, informative video, just let me know in the comments below how many games Amazon's got. But Amazon's going to be getting some games. Amazon Prime, of course, they had the midweek fixtures back in December, and also the Boxing Day fixtures. You can get a free trial of that, so you can watch them for free. Just create a new email if you've run out of emails. There we go, another tip. And also there's going to be, I think, 4 games that's going to be played on the BBC, and so that is obviously in the UK going to be free to view. For all of my subscribers that are not living in the UK, you'll have to check to see what's happening with the broadcast for Premier League, but a majority of the countries out there all seem to have have most, if not all, Premier League games on broadcast anyway, so it's something that's kind of new coming to the Premier League, but apparently every single Premier League fixture is going to be available for broadcast on TV. And so yeah, so they've discussed the kick-off times and the broadcast times for all of the Premier League games. So this is all in BST, British Summer Time. If your game is on a Friday, it's going to be kicking off at 8 o'clock. If your game is on a Saturday, they're going to be segregating the game, so you're not going to be having 2 games played at the same time, so they can all be broadcast. But there's going to be a game on Saturday at 12:30 British Summer Time, 3 o'clock, 5:30, and 8 o'clock at night. And on the Sunday it's going to be midday, 2 o'clock, 4:30, and 7 o'clock. If the game's on a Monday, it's going to be kicking off at 8 o'clock, and all of the games on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday are going to kick off at 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. And so that's going to see us go until the end of the season. It's also had some clarification on the FA Cup 2. The quarterfinals are going to be played on the weekend of the 27th and 28th of June. So Saturday the 27th and 28th of June is when Manchester City will be playing their away game against Newcastle United for a possible semi-final place in the FA Cup. Should City progress and get to the semi-finals of the FA Cup, they're going to be played on the weekend of the 18th and 19th of July, so Saturday and Sunday of July, and then the final is going to be the final game of the Premier League, or should I say, of the domestic season, which is going to be on Saturday the 1st of August. And of course the Champions League after that date are planning to resume for early August. I've heard different dates, but I've heard somewhere around the 4th of August is the date they're potentially looking at to resume the Champions League, with of course Manchester City needing to progress. Well, they don't need to, but City looking to progress against Real Madrid. But we've not got clarification from the Champions League yet. They're going to, more than likely, UEFA's going to wait until the conclusion of some domestic leagues and start putting a schedule together to start then identifying for when then games can be played. But City will be playing their second leg against Real Madrid, and then what happens from there, I do not know. Rumours going around at the moment, and these are only rumours. Like I said, this isn't official clarification. The Premier League and FA Cup is official, but the Champions League, this is not yet. But the rumours is that it could well be a potential one-legged quarter-final, all played throughout numerous days at a neutral venue, all at the same location for the quarter-finals, semi-finals and finals. I've heard possibly playing all games for the semi-final and final within close proximity of each other within a few days, and playing them all for the location of the final, which is in Istanbul. Then I've heard other rumours saying that Istanbul might not be having the Champions League final, so I do not know what's happening. We're waiting for official clarification on that. But we might be having some neutral venues for Manchester City's games coming up for the Premier League. The majority of them, though, are going to be played at home and away for Manchester City as normal. There's going to be no fans going into the matches for Manchester City for the remainder of the season. It all feels a bit rushed. I would love to know your thoughts of this in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new around here and enjoying the content. We've got plenty of Manchester City content, football content, transfer updates, latest news and stuff like that coming up. And also keep an eyes peeled for when Premier League football does resume, because there's no fans going to be there. It's going to give me the opportunity to be able to broadcast live my own reactions to the game, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links in the description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to go and hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all again for the next video. So I've been JSGC. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.